Okay, so the next stage that we're going to move on to is we're going to start working on the audio-visual room. Now, I can't quite get my head around it. I think this is set PTY, so I think this is going to be a pantry here. Don't quite understand these measurements so well, but we'll figure it out. I think what we need to do next is move this, build this wall in here, get this distance across, get this sort of squared off initially. I think what we'll do is we'll square it here and here to start with, and then we can chamfer some of these walls in as we go. So we'll get this section in, get this wall in, get this section in, and we'll start working on getting the garage in. We'll get the outline out, and then we can go from there. So what we need to do now is we've got this gap here of 930. We now need to draw, we jump in here, select the wall tool, and we're going to bring this wall down. So I'm going to just zoom so far, click in, zoom out a little bit more just so we can figure out what's what, move that across to the far side. And if we shift F out here, actually, we can work out. So we've got the width of the room here. This one is 2570. Then we've got 2100. So that's 4670. Then we've got another 1600 on top of that. So let's just whip out the calculator and quickly check what we've got, everything here. So starting with 2570 for the bedroom, 2100 for the activity room, and 1600 for the ensuite. So that's 6270 in total. So we can click this, change this to 6270, and make sure this line here comes to there, which is about the right distance because this wall here finishes there. Okay, so then from there, we've got this wall in correctly here. Let's just double check that dimension is right. And what we need to do is make that slightly larger so we can read it. 5065. Okay, let me just double check I've got that totally to scale. Yeah, now to be fair, thinking about it, is we're not making it 100% perfect. I reckon that's about right because we're going to take a couple of millimeters, 2 millimeters, nothing anyway. So then we'll draw a wall for the time being. We're just going to draw a wall all the way across so we can split that room up nicely. Okay, so that's this wall here. We now need to shrink this by a meter. So we jump back in, and then we can. So it should be 7690. So we need to make that 6690. Get as close as we can. Oh, there we did. We just passed it. There we are. Cool. So there's your meter gap between the two. So that's this section here. And now, yes, it does go all the way across, and we've got this added extra bit here in the kitchen. So we'll work that out as we go. But for the time being, that'll do us. We know that this is pretty square, so we can draw another zone now from this corner, and we can go. If we draw 5579 down, and then we go out by 4744, square that off. Lovely. So this becomes the audio visual room, so that can just basically sit in there. And let's change that so we know where we're at. Audio visual. Okay, so we've now got this wall in, these bits, so that, because that does overhang as well, so that's perfect. So we're just going to draw these walls in, as I said before. Wait. So that gives us now this corner here, so we can work out the garage and we can add the garage into there. What we do need to make sure is the garage starts from this bit here. So again, if we do another zone of 6,000 across, tie that to there, and it's 6290 down. Pan down a little bit. There we are. Snap that into the corner. There's your garage. And that can now slot perfectly in there. So what we can do here is we can shrink this wall up to there. Give or take. We'll sort that out and we'll tidy that up shortly. In fact, let's do that now. What we need to do here is, because of the way this wall is built, we need to bring this one to there, and then this one should then snap to there. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be the kitchen area, as you see here. So we need to draw a wall from here to there. Trying to get my head around which way this needs to be. So I am going to say the best way to do this is if we draw an outside wall now around the garage to there for now. Change this to an external wall. Put it on the outside. Then it says here from this corner to the outside bit of there should be 2046. So let's see what we've got. To there, to there. See how close we are. Interesting. Okay, so that's quite a bit different. So what we'll do is we'll double check some measurements we've got here. So they're saying from the outside of the garage wall, if we just draw, sorry, a wall from here to here. It's external wall, and let's make it outside just to be sure. Dimensions from that point there to that point there, according to that, should be 10,890. So let's see where we're actually at. 10,890, perfect. So this wall here needs to go inside. That's right. And then the dimension. So this is where I've gone wrong here. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So what I've done with the garage is I've drawn the actual interior walling at 6,000 by 6,290, where it's not. It's actually the external. So if I go from here down to here, bring this out, this is going to be far bigger. 6,690. So it's 400 mil too much. So what we need to do is we need to shrink this by 400 mil. So make it 5,890. Okay, so then let's just knock that back up into the corner. Yep, it's all a learning game as we go. So 6,290 now. Let's just double check that. Yep, great. So this one should be a bit close. 6,394. So we're still, what, 350, give or take, out. So this is an internal measurement. That's an internal measurement. This is an internal measurement here. So let's see where we're at. So 3,540, that's correct. 5,065, so give or take 2 mil. Double check I've got this right internally. Oh, there we go. 5,579, that's what I read that as. So there's a little bit of a difference here where this is. And then what we're going to do here, so let's put this external wall in from there to there. Let's push it out so it's external. Yep. Then what we need to do then is work out, if we go here and we do 3,174 and then make that bigger so we can see it. Okay, so we know that that dimension here now should be that. So let's have a look, because we've got this wall is going to basically come all the way down. So if we bring that down to just there for the time being, and we can work this out as we go. So if I now take that, so this wall here, as it comes down to this point. So what we can do is we can snap the bedroom up against there, and then we angle through there down. So if we overlay that, so 4,330 by 3,840. Okay, and this is the problem here, where we get people have not necessarily measured the room 100% accurately, or they've not taken into account consideration walls. So if they've gone down and measured this wall, yeah, that's right, so the internal measurements, and they've taken this, they've taken some of the internal measurements off this, then it doesn't always work because you haven't taken into account consideration of the wall. So we'll have a look. Let's see where we get to. Bed 1. We'll get as close as we can. So bed 1 needs to sit. To me, it sits there. What I've done here is I've done it slightly wrong. 3,840, 44. Again, so this is where we get a little bit more. So to me, these measurements are correct. 3,840 wide as you've got width here 3840. We've got the height is 4330, but that's pretty much the width of that. So look, this is where they've gone here. This is where it gets slightly difficult. 3660, lovely. That comes up to there. But then they've this whole distance here. If we do it roughly to scale, from there to roughly, I would say there, that is actually 1360. Where actually they've only done it as less than 200, 180. If you see, so it's got 3660, 180 more is there, but they've made this whole width on the plan look a lot wider. And they've done that all the way up. So that is right in terms of where they've got. But what I think they should have done is this measurement here should be to here. And then I'm guessing this is walk-in closet. So I think what actually should be is 3840 plus this 1100 here, plus the width of this wall. So the thickness of a wall is, let's say, 100. So let's bump this to 4840, 4940, 5040. Let's see where we get to. And let's see if that looks a little bit better. Okay, so I'm thinking that looks a little bit better. If you then scoot that across to there, add the thickness of the wall here, we're getting closer to this. So let's do that actually, because this is an external wall again. So let's go external wall, external wall. Put that on the outside. Yeah, look, we're super close there. So it's not overly clear, but I think that measurement comes to here, or up to that wall at least, plus then the 1100 on there. So I'm happy now. That's a bit better. So this wall here gets pulled in towards there. We now need to work out this chamfer section here. It's a bit of a weird entryway they've got, so we're going to look at that in a moment. But what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to go back up here and we're going to start filling some of these rooms, see where we get. Got the garage, got the veranda that's going to sit in here. So what we can actually do, whilst I think, is put a little zone divider in. So if we divide that zone up there, put a zone in here, call that veranda. So we know that's done. Make sure we've quickly got everything. So yeah, we still need to sort out this kitchen area. We can do that, that's not a problem. Add in a little pantry. So the wall's going to chamfer off this way where this pantry is, but the pantry's at a bit of a weird angle. I think what we actually need to do here is we need to square this off. Having an angled wall that way and an angled wall that way looks fun, but actually in practice, it's probably going to be a little bit annoying. You're going to have a bit of a weird alcovey space here that's just going to be completely useless. So we'll have a play around, see if we can tidy that up and make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so episode 3 then, we are going to start adding in some of these bits down the wall here, some of the extra bedrooms, some of the en-suites, and then we'll come back there. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you for watching episode 2. We're going to come back for episode 3, finalize those bits and see how far we get in from there.